Welcome to Great Expectations. Your boy Todd here. I wanted to jump quickly into this video. I knew that y'all have been waiting for this, and I apologize for the delay. I've had some things going on that just prevented me from finishing the editing and filming of all this. But I want to touch on what happened at our February 4th Queen City Kayak Bass Fishing Tournament event number 1 on Lake Norman, and focus mainly on Jeremy Heath, one of our local anglers, and what he found that helped solve a 15-year-old missing persons case. So without further ado, let's get into it. So this is a story of Tina Taylor Martin. Tina Martin went missing on the morning of February the 12th in 2008. At the time of her disappearance, she was 43 years old, which today would put her at 58. She lived in Newton, North Carolina. She left her home that morning of the 12th, driving her white 1996 Ford Thunderbird. From what I know and understand, I don't know exactly where she was going or what she was doing. But what I do know is that at some point in time on the morning of the 12th, Tina had called her family and told them she had lost her job. And that was the last time that they seen or actually heard from Tina. So fast forward 15 years, and on the 8th of February of 2023, the Catawba County Sheriff's Department was able to extricate Tina's 1996 Ford Thunderbird from Lake Norman. So how did we get from February 12th, 2008 to February the 4th, 2023, and now February the 8th of 2023? And that's why we're doing this video, to explain and show how somebody's concern for somebody else led to their discovery. So Jeremy Heath was out fishing the Queen City Kayak Bass Fishing Tournament on Lake Norman that day, and using his Garmin Livescope came across a car underneath the water near the Mount Pleasant Road Bridge. Jeremy took a quick video of the submerged car, and here you can see that video. And this is the first time anybody has seen this video publicly outside of me or Jeremy. So this is the video he showed me at the weigh-in after our tournament, and asked me, he says, hey, what do you think of this? So I've been in law enforcement for 22 years. And as soon as I saw the vehicle, I knew that we had to contact somebody. Just its location, the way it was sitting upside down, and proximity to the bridge, I knew there had to be something to it. Once I saw the video, I asked him, I said, hey, can you send me a copy of that? Also, I need you to send me the waypoint for the vehicle. At which time I contacted one of my wildlife friends, and he said, yeah, that's not going to be ours. You can contact Catawba County. So I contacted one of the detectives with the Catawba County Sheriff's Department, and they advised that they would go out and dive and see if they could locate the vehicle. They went down the next week, following Monday and Tuesday, and then on Wednesday on the 8th, they were able to bring the vehicle up and confirm that there were remains inside. So as of the filming of this, we have not heard confirmation back DNA-wise as to whether the remains are that of Tina Martin, but we can probably deduce that that's what they are. And I don't say that to be flippant. I don't say that to be coarse or crude. I just say that as a simple fact. And now, we don't know exactly how Tina's car ended up down there. We don't know if she had a wreck. We don't know if something ran out in front of her. We don't know if somebody ran her off the road. We don't know if she had a medical emergency. We don't know if it was a suicide thing. We have no clue. I have no clue because I'm not involved intimately with the investigation as it's Catawba County's. But we do know that her car was there and that her family's been looking for her for 15 years. And for whatever reason, God put Jeremy Heath in the right place at the right time. So with that being said, I got up with Jeremy and asked him if he would be willing to do a face-to-face type Skype meeting with me At which time he said, I'm willing to do one. I'm out on Lake Kiwi doing some practicing fishing for a tournament we had coming up. The signal wasn't that great, so the picture's not that great, but we got it recorded, and here's that interview with Jeremy.
All right. So we got Jeremy here. Jeremy's out on Lake Kiwi right now. He's doing some pre-fishing for the upcoming Western Division Queen City Kayak Bass Fishing Tournament Trail on Kiwi. But Jeremy was last week on February 4th. I was on Lake Norman fishing our first event and came across something unique. So Jeremy, to kind of tell us what all was going on and what you found and how you found it.
Well, it's kind of crazy. I went to a area of the lake that I've never been to before. I wanted to try some dirty water and see if I could find some fish in the back of a creek. And found out that it was a difficult ramp with it wasn't really easy to get into. So I thought, my thought process was, maybe not a lot of other people will be at this ramp, and that'll give me, peace and quiet, and I can just fish. So I get to this ramp, and there was a lady at the front gate opening the gate. Literally started the day off good. She gave me a donut. It was crazy. Like,
that's what the officers love to eat is donuts. So
right. So I was like, I was being nice. I was like, I appreciate you opening the gate for me. And she's like, oh, that's no problem. I'll get you. You want a donut? I'm like, yeah, let's start the day off with a donut. So I started the day off great, And I got over there and I put my boat in, and one other person launched at that ramp. It was it. And I'm sitting there thinking, man, I've either came to the right ramp or I've completely went to the wrong ramp. So I got out through there and I started fishing, and I got all the way out. It took me a while to get out towards the bridge, but once I got out towards that bridge, I noticed, watching my graph, something large on the bottom, and I adjusted my transducer right here, and I was able to.
And that's your Livescope, correct?
Yeah, that's my Livescope. I literally just got the thing. I've not used it a handful of times.
Now, are you using the Garmin version, Humminbird, Lowrance?
Yes, it's a Garmin.
Okay.
I think the 9-inch version. And oh my gosh, dude, you can see everything. Like, I can literally see stumps.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Oh yeah, like everything.
Go ahead and see the points that you got there, so I know where you're fishing. So.
Oh, you're good. You're good. Come on, you come fish with me anytime. But dude, I seen that big, just a big object on the bottom. I'm thinking big brush pile or something, to fish. I adjusted my transducer a little bit to where I could see it better, and I seen the tires sticking up. I instantly thought, about a situation that had happened at a lake local to where I live, where two young boys had drove off in a lake, and it hit me like a ton of bricks. And I was like, okay, as soon as I see Todd at the end of the tournament, I've got to show him this and see if it's something. And so fast forward through the rest of the tournament, I caught a bunch of fish off that bridge, but I got to you. I went around and was showing people. I was like, dude, check this out. I found a car. I was like, I hope it's nothing bad, And then I come up and I showed you, and you were like, dude, this ain't good. And I'm like, I didn't think it would be.
And you know what? And that kind of brings up a point that I've been kind of stressing is, a lot of times as fishermen, we see boats and cars and stuff underwater, and we don't ever tell anybody. We just fish them and keep going and don't ever think about the fact that it could be something big. So, but I remember seeing when you showed me the recording of that graph, I was like, yeah, we need to make some contact with some folks. So, I got you to give me an idea where it was at, and I got a screenshot of that, and took it on up to got up with wildlife, and then got up with Catawba County Sheriff's Office, and passed them along the information, and they were able to go dive on it find out it was a car from a 2008 missing persons case. So when I relayed that information to you, how'd you feel then?
I didn't know what to think. I mean, I think as a fisherman, you're always out in the water, and you're just sitting there thinking, man, you've always thought that you might run across something like that eventually. But I never dreamed that, honestly, that the Lord would put me in the place to where I could help family discover something incredible like that. That was surreal.
So that thing's been in the water. It was a vehicle. For those that don't know, and we're going to go on this a little bit later in the video, but it was a missing persons case from 2008. It was a Ford Thunderbird, and I can't imagine how many fishermen have caught fish off of it, have gone across it in 15 years, and nobody's bothered to say, hey, this car probably shouldn't be here. Of course, that area of the lake's probably not one of the more active areas of the lake sometimes. So that could be another reason. But, being able to, and I'm not going to divulge anything outside of law enforcement that I can't, but, the news has already reported they have found remains inside the car, which is probably going to be the remains of our missing person. And that's going to bring some serious closure to that family. So, again, I've already asked you this, how does that, I mean, what is it that you feel inside, like, how you're not this, you're a hero because you've given something to this family that nobody else could.
That's overwhelming, to be able to bring peace like that to a family. Like, I never would have dreamed that that's how that day would have went. And I am way more excited about that than if I'd have won the tournament.
Yeah.
That beats winning a tournament any day.
Yeah.
To be able to help out like that.
And it's just amazing how God works in those things where somewhere you'd never been before, you had no reason to even be there, and you happen to be there, and then knowing the right people to contact, and it just I don't know why. I don't know why it took 15 years, but for whatever reason, that's how long God said it was going to take, and that's how long it took. So, but I just want to say, man, I appreciate calling you a friend, man. I've known you for a couple of years now, and Jeremy was our Angler of the Year in 2021, correct?
Yeah.
He was our champion for Queen City. Jeremy's won. I can't tell you how many events he's won and placed and fished all over. And when you see him on the board, that's one spot in the top 5 or top 10 that you're not going to get. So, but you're modest. So. But Jeremy, anything else you want to add to that? I mean, any other insights to that? And what were you fishing out of that day?
I was fishing out of my native kayak.
Vinny, be proud. See it. All right.
Oh yeah, gotta see it.
Well, be safe out there in Kiowa, and find you some fish. Don't sore lip them too much, and hopefully I'll get to see you that Saturday, and we can all do well. And
you fishing?
I plan on fishing it again. Remember I got my weekends mixed up, so I thought it was this weekend, but I should be able to fish it next weekend. But
good. That's awesome.
So just
come fish with me.
Hey man, if it comes up finding cars and stuff, we might have to do that. So
right,
because I ain't finding no fish.
We'll find some fish.
But I posted all this online because I do think you're a hero. I do think you need to be recognized for this. I do think this is something awesome that again, 15 years people have not done anything about it, and somebody took the time to care. And I think that we really need to get the message out to other anglers. If you see something, say something. That's even if it turns out to be something that we know about. You're still not wasting our time. So that's kind of my message to other anglers. But anything else you want to add?
I really, just stop and think about, I can't imagine, buddy. I can't imagine how hard that would have been for them. I really can't. And I wish I could have found it sooner.
Yep. Yeah. You found it when you did, bud.
I know.
Well, Jeremy, I appreciate your time, and I appreciate all you do. And keep fishing out there, and keep that smile, and go find them fish.
I appreciate you too, buddy.
I hope everyone enjoyed our video, and I hope you enjoyed the FaceTime. Big shout out to Jeremy Heath for taking his time to share with us his thoughts and feelings and how he came about all this. And big thanks again to him for helping this family get some closure. As soon as I hear on the DNA testing and confirmation on the remains and stuff like that, I'll be glad to post a follow-up in the comments or in the description section as to what we found. But big kudos to him. And also, I just want to reiterate, try to wrap this up real quick, that if you see something, say something. It doesn't take but a second to call 911. It doesn't take but a second to get up with a friend who's a law enforcement officer. It doesn't take but a second to stop an officer and show him or ask him about something. Even if it turns out to be nothing, we would rather it be nothing than for something like this to go on for 15 years. I am sure that somebody saw this this car years ago, and we could have been so much further along now than where we are. So, again, if you see something, say something. I do appreciate everyone out there. I do appreciate everyone in law enforcement, my brothers and sisters out there in blue. Stay safe, and we appreciate all you do. And I just want to say to everybody else out there, thank you for watching the video. Please like and subscribe. It's the only way we can get up to 1,000 members. We're still trying to get there. But I just want to say, always love your family. And remember, God loves you. Peace.